Good morning everyone. I am very happy to have opportunity to introduce myself to you. My name is Safina Kosar and I am the student of PhD first year. Before starting my presentation, I would like to thank my teacher Dr. Prashant Bakshi, Associate Professor, Division of Fruit Science College Jammu, who gave us a wonderful platform for improving ourselves and to make our presentation expressive. And the topic that I am going to discuss is data sequence. What data sequence in bioinformatics? Sequence analysis is the process of subjecting DNA, RNA, or peptide sequence to any of a wide range of analytical method to understand its future, function, and structure evaluation. And data sequence is of two types: nucleotide sequence, that is DNA or RNA sequence, and protein sequence, that is amino acid sequence. What exactly is DNA sequencing? DNA sequencing is the process of determining the sequence of a nucleotide base, that is adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine in a molecule of a DNA. Every information required for the growth and development of organism is encoded in the DNA of its genome. So DNA sequencing is fundamental to genome analysis. This is the pictorial representation of DNA structure. DNA has four bases: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. These four bases are building block of DNA. Not only this, but also sugar and phosphate that hold the structure together like ladder. Bases are of two types: purine, that is adenine, guanine, and pyrimidine, that is thymine and cytosine. It's a general rule that purine always pair with pyrimidine and pyrimidine with purine. And the bond they utilize with themselves is the hydrogen bond. How is DNA sequencing performed? DNA sequencing involves the process of figuring out the precise order of the four bases found in one piece of DNA. The DNA is really just a template that is used to create a series of fragments. Fragments differ in length by one base and they are separated by size before the bases are identified, which then effectively recreates the original DNA sequence. DNA sequencing method. Historically, there are two main methods of DNA sequencing. First one is Sanger method and the second one is Maxim and Gilbert method. Modern sequencing equipment uses the principle of Sanger techniques. First, we will discuss about Sanger sequencing technique developed by Frederick Sanger and his colleague at University of Cambridge in 1977. This technique involved in vitro DNA synthesis and by using terminator, the growing strand terminate at specific site. Upon termination, the strands are overlapped to get original sequence of unknown DNA strands. Basic requirements: single stranded template. This strand will provide complementary three bases for the synthesis of new strand. And primer. Primer is a short oligonucleotide sequence. It serves as a starting point for new strand synthesis. DNA polymerase incorporate deoxynucleotide complementary to the template strand and extend the DNA chain in 5' to 3'. We also require deoxynucleotide to catalyze the DNA synthesis reaction. In a procedure of DNA, four different steps are involved: denaturation, primer attachment and extension of bases, termination, gel electrophoresis. Firstly, the DNA template is treated with heat so that it becomes single-stranded. A short single-stranded primer, which is radioactively labeled, is added to the end of DNA template. Add DNA template and primer in 4 tubes. Now add DD-NTP in tubes in the way that single tube contain one type of DD-NTP. Extension is start and band formed of various sizes. The fragment of DNA are separated by electrophoresis. Overlap these sequences to find out the sequence of target DNA. In this slide, there is pictorial representation of Sanger sequencing technique. And there is the four different components. First component is DNA template strand. Second component is DNA primer. Third is the DNA polymerase. And fourth component consists of 4 strand deoxynucleotides or DNTP. They are used in large amount. Beside these common components, small amount of 1D-deoxynucleotide or DNTP is added in each reaction. This is the component which is different in each reaction. So for illustration, let's say DDATP is added in the diagram. There are 4 conical flasks and every conical flask have different reaction mixture. The first one have DDCTP and second DDGTP, third DDATP, fourth DDTTP. As we know, D-deoxynucleotide or DD-NTP, when incorporated in elongated DNA chain, they will terminate DNA synthesis reaction. It can't form bond with another nucleotide and DNA synthesis will terminate, and thus in each case we got partially replicated fragments. In the next step, the reaction mixture are subjected to polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. The content of each reaction are loaded into separate lanes of a DNA electrophoresis gel. Electrophoresis separates the partial DNA fragment of each reaction on the basis of the size. Small fragment migrate to maximum distance in the gel and largest fragment to the minimum distance. Next step is the determination of sequence of DNA segments. Since Sanger radioable the primer in each reaction mixture, autoradiograph of gel obtained. Maxam-Gilbert sequencing method. This is the first widely adopted method for DNA sequencing. The Maxam-Gilbert sequencing method is based on the sequencing of nucleotide by cleavage at specific sites. Maxam-Gilbert sequencing requires radioactive labeling at 1,5' end of the DNA and purification of the DNA fragment to be sequenced. Chemical treatment then generate breaks at a small proportion of 1 or 2 of the 4 nucleotide bases in each of 4 reactions. The concentration of the modifying chemical is controlled to introduce on average 1 modification per DNA molecule. Thus, a series of label fragment is generated from the radiolabel end to the first cut site in each molecule. The fragments in the 4 reactions are electrophorezed side by side in denaturing acrylamide gel for size separation. To visualize the fragment, the gel is exposed to X-ray film for autoradiography, yielding a series of dark bands, each corresponding to a radiolabeled DNA fragment from which the sequence may be inferred. This is the pictorial representation of Maxam-Gilbert method. First step of this method involves radiolabeling of the DNA, which is to be sequenced. In this method, the phosphate at 5' end of DNA is removed by using alkaline phosphate enzyme, then using enzyme polynucleotide kinase and radiolabel ATP, the radiolabel P32 is transferred to the 5' end. Next step involves cleavage of polynucleotide chain at the specific bases. For this purpose, the polynucleotide chain is divided into 4 tubes. Each tube have reagent that cleave the polynucleotide chain at specific site. This include guanine, adenine plus guanine, cytosine plus thymine, and cytosine. Let's talk about cleavage at guanine. The guanine is methylated by using dimethyl sulfate. When methylated guanine is treated with hot pyridine, the sugar phosphate backbone gets cleaved. Once the DNA is cleaved at specific residues, the fragments are separated by using high-resolution polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. The gel will separate all the fragments present in the reaction mixture. Electrophoresis is carried out for the sample of each tube side by side. Now the smaller fragments are present at the bottom of the gel. We read gel from bottom. Applications of DNA sequencing is very helpful in DNA fingerprinting. With the help of comparative DNA sequence study, we can detect any mutation. With its study, we can understand the function of a specific sequence and sequence responsible for disease. Mapping and sequencing of the whole genome of an organism has allowed the agriculturists to make them useful for the crop and food plant. DNA sequencing can be used to detect the genes which are responsible for disease.